Hi, and welcome to today's class of Vedic astrology. Also, if you are just joining and if you have just opened our YouTube channel and you have just started to watch this particular video, we are in the middle of an Vedic astrology course, and I am teaching on various aspects, on various techniques, on various concepts, knowledge about Vedic astrology. And I will suggest that you just look at the previous classes, learn those classes, understand and learn and practice. And when you have got a good grab of those previous classes, then you join today's class so that you will be able to understand the terms and you will be able to understand my words, whatever I am speaking. But if you're suddenly joining today's class and you have not watched any of my previous videos related to Vedic astrology, then I think you will not be able to understand many of the things which I will be saying in this particular video. All right. So let's start today's class. Okay, so first thing, let's understand the relationships, compatibility of planets, all right, in Vedic astrology. Compatibility means which planets are friendly with each other, which planet doesn't have a friendly equation, or you can say has an enemy equation. I will still not use the word enemy. The perfect word is incompatible. All right. So which planets are compatible with each other and which planets are incompatible, unfriendly with each other. All right. So the planets that are Mars, Moon, Jupiter, and Sun. All of these four planets, they have a friendly relationship with each other, right? Mars, Moon, Jupiter, Sun. It means Mars is friendly with Moon, Jupiter, and Sun. Moon is friendly with Mars, Jupiter, and Sun. Jupiter is friendly with Mars, Moon, and Sun. And Sun is friendly with Mars, Moon, and Jupiter. All right? And there are four other planets which has a friendly equation among themselves. So Venus, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. These four planets are in friendly equation with each other. All right. So Venus is friendly with Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. Saturn is friendly with Venus, Rahu and Ketu. Rahu is friendly with Venus, Saturn and Ketu. And Ketu is friendly with Venus, Saturn and Rahu. And Venus and Saturn have a very close friendship as per Vedic astrological knowledge. Now there is one more planet, and that is Mercury. Okay, now these four planets, Venus, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu, they do not have a friendly relationships with the first four planets that I had talked about. That is Mars, Moon, Jupiter and Sun. So Mars, Moon, Jupiter and Sun, all of these four planets are not friendly with Venus, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. And also the same thing, Venus, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu are not friendly with Mars, Moon, Jupiter and Sun. All right. And there is one more planet, Mercury. Now Mercury has a very unique, relationship status. In a way, relationship status means compatibility wise, it has a very unique significance because Mercury is friendly with Venus, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. And Venus, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu are friendly with Mercury, right? And Mercury is also friendly with Jupiter and Sun. So Jupiter and Sun are friendly with Mercury. But Mercury is not friendly with Mars and Moon. All right. So this relationship is very, very important to understand, right? Because whenever we will be talking about for a particular Lagna chart, what are the Yogakarka grahas or planets? What are the Maraka planets by nature? So it's very essential for us to understand this particular relationship. Then only you will be able to understand Yogakarka and Maraka aspect in a very clear and in a very detailed way. All right. And also you will be able to understand, just because Mars, Moon, Jupiter, Sun, they are friendly with each other, it doesn't mean for a Moon Lagna, means whose ascendant, a particular horoscope chart whose ascendant is Moon, it doesn't mean Mars will be beneficial for that particular Lagna chart or Jupiter will be beneficial. We need to understand that through a thorough thorough inspection of that particular horoscope chart. Which particular graha, which particular planet is the lord of which particular house, and very importantly, which particular that planet is placed in which particular house. All right. So just by a universal nature, I have talked about the relationships, compatibility of planets. All right. Now, in certain situations, you will always also be seeing that in a Saturn Lagna, Mars is having some Yoga Karka houses, right? Kendra Trikon houses. Similarly, for Mars, Saturn will be holding some good and beneficial houses. So in certain case situations, enemy planets like Mars, Moon, Jupiter, Sun, they are not in good relationships with Venus, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. But in certain situations, anti-planets or incompatible planets, both of the planets give good results in a particular horoscope. Now, especially for gemstone, we need to be very, very, very careful which gemstone to wear. Even if both planets are very good in a horoscope, right? And both of these planets are anti with each other. Suppose it is Jupiter and Venus. All right, both these planets are very good in a horoscope, and both the planets requires a boost when it comes to power, because their degree is quite powerless. Might be they are sitting in a degree of 0, 1, 2, 28, 29, or might be they are having weak degrees where their percentage of power is less. So in these situations, when a planet is Yoga Karka, but degree wise a planet is bad, and also the Yoga Karka planets are well situated in a particular horoscope, then in those aspects we can recommend a gemstone. But again, if both the planets are anti to each other, we cannot wear both the gemstone at the same time. It's recommended not to wear it. So even if Jupiter and Venus are Yoga Karka for that particular horoscope, it is not suggested to wear the gemstone of Venus and Jupiter at the same time. You have to pick one which you need to wear for the lifetime, and for a particular dasha, that is Mahadasha and Antardasha of either Jupiter or Venus, you can wear that particular gemstone. But during that time, you have to remove the other gemstone, right? I will be talking about this aspect in detail, so don't worry about it. In detail, you will be able to understand each and every of such things: when to wear a gemstone, when not to wear a gemstone, in which particular situation a planet is Yoga Karka, in which particular situation a planet is Maraka for a particular Lagna chart. I will discuss all of these things in my upcoming videos in detail. Also, some points I want you to understand. If the Lagnesh, what is the Lagnesh? Lagnesh is the lord of the first house. Even if the Lagnesh, suppose, is the lord of 6th, 8th or 12 houses, still that Lagnesh is always considered auspicious. Means, suppose if the Lagnesh of a particular horoscope is, suppose if it is a moon, all right. And even if moon, I'm giving an example. So suppose moon will not be relevant in this case because moon has only one particular house in a particular horoscope chart. That is only the 4th house, right? Cancer. Let's talk about Mercury, right? Because Mercury has 2 houses, 2 rashis. The one is Gemini and one is Virgo. All right. Suppose Mercury is the Lagnesh, but I'm giving an example, right? We will understand about all of these things in detail. I'm giving you an example for you to understand before we proceed to the upcoming topics. So if Mercury is the lord of the 1st house and also Mercury is the lord of the 6th, 8th or 12th house, in that aspect also Mercury will be considered Yoga Karka. because Lagnesh is always auspicious despite of the fact it can be a lot of bad houses 6, 8, 12. But if it is the lord of the first house, it is always yoga karka. The same goes with trikon houses also. If a particular planet is the lord of the fifth and the ninth house, and the same planet is the lord of either the sixth, eighth or 12th house, that planet will also be considered as a yoga karka, despite the planet holding lordship of bad houses. But still, that planet has a lordship of trikon houses, very auspicious, that is 1, 5 or 9, or the Lagnesh itself. All right, so I'll come again to this particular topic in detail. But most important, this is a general aspect. We have to understand where the Lagnesh itself is situated. If the Lagnesh is sitting in 6th, 8th or 12th house, it is not a good sign. If right, so same with trikon cases also. If the lord of the trikon is sitting in 6, 8 or 12, it is not a good sign. All right, until and unless there is a Vipreet Raj Yoga that we will be talking about in the upcoming classes, then in such cases the planets most probably will not give great results. Asterisks exceptions are there, but in general planets doesn't give good results if the planet is itself sitting in 6, 8 or 12 houses, because the 6, 8 and 12 houses has the characteristics of a lot of bad traits and a lot of bad qualities that I have already discussed in the previous classes. All right, but let's proceed forward. Now, I want you to quickly draw a horoscope chart for Aries Lagna. Means first house will be 1, Aries, right? And I believe I have discussed about this in the first class. So you can pause the video and draw the Lagna chart where the Lagna is Aries number 1. It means what? Second house will be Taurus, third house will be Gemini, fourth house will be Cancer, fifth house will be Leo, sixth house will be Virgo, seventh will be Libra, eighth will be Scorpio, ninth will be Sagittarius, 10th will be Capricorn, 11th will be Aquarius, and 12th will be Pisces. Pisces or Pisces, I don't know what is exactly the pronunciation. I normally pronounce it as Pisces, all right? So I'm sorry if the pronunciation is not correct. So I believe you have drawn the horoscope chart for a Aries Lagna. Now I want you to understand which particular planet gets exalted in which particular Rashi. All right, this is extremely, again, very, very important. Whatever topics I'm discussing is very important. If you are even missing one particular topic, you will be missing out on a lot about Vedic astrology. So each and every topic, each and every word that I am mentioning in all of these videos about learning Vedic astrology, you have to practice it and you have to keep it in your mind in order to analyze and interpret a Vedic horoscope chart perfectly, accurately. All right. So in Aries, that is number 1, the first Rashi Aries, Sun is exalted. Okay, before I will discuss about which particular planet is exalted in which particular sign. It is essential for you to understand what is the meaning of exalted. In Hindi, we use the word uch. A planet gets uch, right? Uch means it gets exalted. Exalted state means the planet gives very, very good results. Even if a Maraka planet gets exalted in a horoscope, if a particular Lagna chart, if a planet is Maraka, right, situated, even if it is situated in a bad house, right, if the planet gets exalted, that planet will give good results. It is a very, very true fact, right? It's a very universal fact. If a planet gets exalted, whether it is a Yoga Karka planet or a Maraka planet, if a Maraka planet gets exalted, by default, that planet becomes Yoga Karka. So no longer that planet is Maraka for that particular horoscope. But again, an important note, even if a planet gets exalted in 6, 8 or 12 house, even in the 3rd house, it's recommended not to wear a gemstone, right? You don't need to wear gemstone for exalted planet, because exalted itself meaning that planet will give results more, 3 times more than its usual or normal capacity. You don't have to even look at the degree. But if the degree is 0, 1, 2, 28, 29, then we can still think of wearing a gemstone, but not in the 6, 8 or 12 house. All right. Until and unless that planet gets usked by sun. Again, I will talk about that aspect in the upcoming videos. All right. So just understand in this particular topic, exalted means the planet becomes auspicious, extremely auspicious, and the power of that particular planet to give good result also increases multifold. In first house, not in first house, sorry, in Aries, number 1 sign, right? Aries, sun gets exalted. So you write it down in your notepad. In Taurus, moon and Rahu gets exalted. In Gemini, Rahu gets exalted. In Cancer, Jupiter is exalted. So means if in Aries sign, sun is situated, if you see a horoscope and if you see sun is situated in Aries, it means sun is exalted. You will know now by just looking at the chart. If you see in Taurus, if you see in a horoscope chart, 2 is written and over there moon and Rahu is situated. Either moon or Rahu or both moon and Rahu, it depends. Both of those planets becomes exalted. Now again, combination of moon and Rahu is not considered completely auspicious, and that we will talk about in the upcoming classes. If suppose again in the third sign where 3 is written in a particular horoscope chart, in a particular house 3 is written, you will know that is that particular house is ruled by Gemini. And if in that particular house Rahu is sitting, it means Rahu is exalted. Similarly for the upcoming planets that I will be talking about. In Cancer, Jupiter is exalted. In Leo, there is no exaltation sign. So no planets gets exalted in Leo. In Virgo, 6, Mercury is exalted. In Libra, that is 7, Saturn is exalted. In Ketu, that is 8. In Scorpio, that is 8, Ketu is exalted. In Sagittarius, that is 9, again Ketu is exalted. In Capricorn, that is 10, Mars is exalted. In Aquarius, again there is no sign of exaltation, because see, if you talk about the 7th Drishti from Leo, that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So both 5 and 11 house, they are empty. No planets gets exalted in Leo or in Aquarius. So you will understand now, all right? In Pisces, that is in 12th Rashi, Venus is exalted. All right. So now you know in which particular Rashi, which particular planet is getting exalted. And this will never change in any Lagna chart, whether now Aries is the lord of 10th house or 11th house or 12th house or 1st house or 3rd house, 4th house. This is always universal, right? It doesn't matter about the house. I'm talking about in whatever Rashis I had talked about and whatever planets are getting exalted for that particular Rashi, it is in any house, it can happen. So I have talked about in Capricorn, that is Rashi number 10, Mars is exalted. Now if Capricorn is the lord of 3rd house or any house, and if in Capricorn Mars is sitting, Mars will always be exalted. All right. So now you know. Now let's understand debilitated state. In which particular Rashi, which particular planet is debilitated. In Hindi, we use the word niche. In which particular Rashi, which planet gets niche, that is debilitated. Now there is a kind of a wrong misconception with the understanding of the word debilitation. Now many people feel that debilitated means the planet loses its power. No. See, a planet will only be powerless, almost powerless, when the degree of that particular planet is 0, 1, 2, 28, 29. I have talked about this point many a time so far in my videos. Only in these situations we can say the planet doesn't have is quite powerless. That planet is quite powerless to give effect. So if a Yoga Karka Graha of a Yoga Karka planet is having this degrees, it means that planet will not be able to give auspicious results. It is meant to give auspicious results because a planet is Yoga Karka, placed well, having a lordship of good houses, but the degree of the planet is less. So how will that planet give good results? The planet itself is having less degrees. All right. But if a Maraka planet is having such degrees, less degrees, 0, 1, 2, 28, 29, it is very good. It means that Maraka planet will not be able to give bad effects because the Maraka planet doesn't have strength. How will the planet give bad effects? So it is good for the individual. All right. But debilitation doesn't mean powerless. It means the planet will simply give inauspicious results. As simple as that. Now, depends on the degree of that particular planet, that inauspicious intensity will depend. All right. But still, if it is debilitated, even if the planet, suppose if a Maraka planet is having 0, 1, 2 degree, 28 degree, 29 degree, it is not going to give any bad effects. If it was meant to give bad effects, but it will not be giving because that Maraka planet doesn't have strength. But if a Maraka planet is debilitated, that Maraka planet might give even worse bad results than it was supposed to give, because in debilitation the capacity of giving bad result increases until and unless there is Neech Bhang, cancellation of debilitation, in which that debilitated planet becomes extremely auspicious for that individual. That we will come to know in the upcoming classes. All right. So let's understand in which particular Rashi, which particular planet is getting debilitated. Now it's very simple for events. Now, if you have that exalted state, now you have that horoscope chart in front of you where you have noted down the exalted state. How to understand now the debilitation? From the exalted state itself, you will be able to calculate and understand the state of debilitation. For example, Sun is exalted in Aries, that is number 1. Now, from 1, you calculate the 7th drishti. Whenever I will talk about drishti, it is always moving anti-clockwise. All right. So, and if it's 7th drishti, 1 is also included. If a planet is sitting in 1, and if the planet is giving 7th drishti, all right, it means calculate the Rashi. 1 is the Aries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7th Rashi, it will be giving the 7th drishti. So what is the 7th Rashi? It is Libra. So Sun will become debilitated in Libra. So Sun was exalted in Aries. Calculate the 7th drishti from Aries. It comes to Libra. So the same Sun gets debilitated in Libra. You can write it down. So Sun becomes debilitated in Libra. Again, in the exalted state, let's go to Rahu and let's go to Taurus. In Taurus, Moon and Rahu was exalted. Now from Taurus, calculate the 7th drishti anti-clockwise. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is Scorpio. All right. So Moon and Rahu was exalted in Taurus. The same Moon and Rahu will get debilitated in Scorpio. All right. It's very simple calculation. Now let's go to Gemini. In Gemini, Rahu was also exalted. Now calculate the 7th drishti. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is Sagittarius. So Rahu was exalted in Gemini. The same Rahu will get debilitated in Sagittarius. Jupiter was exalted in Cancer. Now from Cancer, calculate the 7th drishti. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is what? 10 is Capricorn. So Jupiter becomes debilitated in Capricorn. All right. So Leo, there is no planets which is exalted in Leo. Will come to Virgo. In Virgo, that was 6. Mercury was exalted. Now from 6, calculate the 7th drishti. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is what? 12 is Pisces. So Mercury was exalted in Virgo. The same Mercury will get debilitated in Pisces. All right. And let's now calculate Saturn. Saturn was exalted in Libra. That was Rashi number 7. So now from 7, calculate the 7th drishti. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So Saturn will get debilitated in Aries. Now let's come to Ketu. Now Ketu was exalted in Scorpio. From Scorpio, take the 7th drishti. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So Ketu will get debilitated in Taurus. And Ketu was also exalted in Sagittarius, that is 9. Now from 9, calculate the 7th drishti. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So Ketu will get also debilitated in Gemini. Now Mars was exalted in Capricorn, 10. Now from 10, calculate the 7th drishti. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Mars will become debilitated in Cancer. Now Venus was exalted in Pisces, 12. Now from Pisces 12, calculate the 7th drishti. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Venus, which was exalted in Pisces, will get debilitated in Virgo. All right. So now you know planets when it is exalted and when it is debilitated. When a planet is in which particular Rashi, if a planet is placed, it gets exalted or it gets debilitated. All right. And even if a Yogakarka planet gets debilitated, so by default that Yogakarka planet will become Maraka. All right. Irrespective of the house where it is placed, the only way that debilitated Maraka or a Yogakarka planet that is transforming into a Maraka because of debilitation, the only way it can regain back its Yogakarka abilities when it is having that Neech Bhang Raj Yoga. All right. So now you understand the exalted state, debilitated state. Again, irrespective of the Lagna chart, this particular concept is always universal in whatever aspect, in whatever Lagna chart. In this particular Rashis only, such planets may get exalted or debilitated. Whatever I have said, it depends on that. All right. So I believe I'll just conclude today's class with this particular topic only. And I again hope you are enjoying our classes, our discussions about various concepts and aspects of Vedic astrology. It is extremely interesting, and believe me, as the classes will progress, the topics will get even more interesting, even more resourceful, knowledgeable. You will love to understand how a horoscope, a Vedic astrological chart, is analyzed and interpreted. Just that you need to be well equipped with the knowledge with whatever I'm saying. And you will also be a fantastic practitioner of Vedic astrology, right? And before I say goodbye to you for today, please subscribe to this particular YouTube channel. I'm saying whatever I'm discussing, whatever I'm saying to you, it is absolutely free of cost. And if the same knowledge you want to gather from an institute, from a coaching center, from anywhere where you will be required to pay money, the same thing you are understanding, you're getting to know free of cost. And whatever I'm saying to you, believe me, I'm going even more in depth, right? So the only thing that I'm asking from you as a request is subscribe to this particular channel, like my videos, share my videos, drop your comment if you have any kind of queries or doubts related to whatever I'm saying, and I'll try to answer your queries and doubts in the comment section itself, right? Thank you. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next class in the next episode.